TRUTALK, a podcast from TruLand Equipment, where community, farming, and John Deere technology collide.
What's new in agriculture? What's happening in your neighborhood? And most importantly, who are the people that make it all happen?
TRUTALK, cultivating true conversations. Welcome back to the TRUTALK podcast, Farm Show 2026 edition.
Had to think about that for a second. Which year we're in?
Yeah, right.
Fresh new year.
Welcome back, Jackson. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Here we are. A fun place to do a podcast. You can tell by the sound in the background that we are indeed at the Farm Show.
Live here at Fort Wayne.
Yeah, the big Fort Wayne Farm Show. We got a booth here at TruLand Equipment. It's good to be back. Fun place to be. Fun place to work and visit with customers and other companies and kind of spend the day here socializing and getting to talk some equipment technology. Having
those true conversations.
Having the true conversations, that's right. So we're planning to kind of be here with you for a little bit. We're going to talk to our I don't want to say shift lead, but Brian Spangler, who's been on the podcast before, is kind of heading up this group today, overseeing our crew, and we're going to have him on to talk a little bit about our booth and about why the farm show is important to us. Dan Slowinski.
That's right.
The head of the overall organizer of this farm show from Tradexpos, Inc. Most people probably haven't heard of that company. We'll be on as well, just kind of talk about his role in the farm show, and hopefully we'll never really been able to get a customer on here, but
I believe this is our year.
Yeah,
I'm going to make it happen.
Feeling good about that this year. So Usually they get pretty shy when the microphones come out. There's going to be one today or two. I can feel it. So it'll be a good day.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. We'll get ready for our first guest here.
Mr. Spangler.
Guest for the day, Mr. Brian Spangler. Welcome back.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that before we had him on. He is one of our first guests, am I not
I was going to say talk show, TRUTALK podcast veteran, but I don't think he's reached veteran status yet.
Oh, no.
Great you guys are here at the show to get some feed on what's happening within the farm world. It was several months ago. You had me on, and you were getting some of the kinks worked out of your program, and I was able to help you do that.
That was good.
And been all up from there.
You weren't a guinea pig, Spangler. No way.
It was good. It was a good podcast. Yeah, good conversation. True conversations, right?
True conversations, right. I guess, Brian, for those who may have not listened to that episode or are unfamiliar with who you are, you want to do a quick introduction?
Yes, sir. So I serve as the sales manager for the North region in our company. So TruLand is separated north-south regions. Work deals with eight ag locations. Napoleon, Ohio is the east, and then I work across Ohio into Indiana to Flora, Indiana. So about 3 hours east to west, and have a great team I work with there. 30+ sales team members, and enjoy it very much.
And which one's your favorite store?
They all are.
Oh, come on.
All the above.
Yeah. We see Brian over in Florida too. That's 3 hours is that's probably being generous. I would say it's probably even more than that, really and truly, when you get rolling. But definitely, Brian definitely makes himself seen across our stores. That's for sure. So like we said on the intro, it's pretty obvious where we are. You can hear I like doing the Farm Show podcast because it's pretty obvious by the background noise that we're at the Farm Show. Fun place to be. Obviously, an important place for us to be. So you want to tell us a little bit about the TruLand booth and maybe why this show is important to us.
So today is the second day. Yesterday, Tuesday, first day, crowd was really strong before noon. Typically, we'll taper a little bit in the afternoon. We did see that yesterday. There's a lot of seminars and speakers in the breakout sessions across the hall. So we know farmers are in and out. TruLand has the booth right next to the entrance, so we're catching everybody as they come in and as they go out too. So that's a special place to be here. This booth has been here for almost the entire length of the Fort Wayne Farm Show, which started in the late 80s. I believe 89 was the first year. Downtown Fort Wayne in the Grand Wayne Center is where it got its start, and quickly it emerged to the Coliseum for logistic reasons. And farmers typically do not want to go in a city. They want to go more urban area, rural area, if you will, on the north side here. Got some tractors, some CCE, yellow equipment here, some tillage, some hay equipment, some turf equipment, and just a lot of different representations of our business, segments of our business. So all are important, and we will see all segments of those customers here this week.
Right, and we do have a nice mix of equipment this year. Maybe not as big in a number of big things that we've had in the past, but definitely always a variety of equipment as well.
Maybe not physically, but yeah, good representation. The piece right behind us.
Yeah, let's talk
Great
about that.
representation of Precision Ag Department, our autonomous tillage tractor.
Yeah,
We've got that here, and I would argue that's probably one of the biggest pieces. Maybe not physically, but looking forward to the future and how the farm may be shaping up.
Yeah, you think about 2026 farm show compared to, say, roll it back to 2000. So 26 years ago, we would have been talking about auto track and auto steer and just the chain, how that was going to change farming. Many were skeptical about it, and few early adapters got onto it, and we all know where that has went. 26 years later, we're basically doing the same thing on steroids with autonomy. And
exactly.
The tractor behind us has 120 hours on it. It's a demonstrator that we've had in the field this fall. We've been part of the Deere autonomous journey with customers on different levels with development and Deere's involvement at just the way limited build products go. And so we've had Justin Klingler is here today. He spent quite a bit of time with that out of our Huntington store, demonstrating that to some different area growers, and had success. Do have some tweaking to do on it as we move forward.
Yep.
But yeah, it's great to see the young farmers come through the door. When I say young, I'm saying under 30, coming out of school or coming up through the farm. They grasp that stuff. It's so cool to talk to them as quick as they pick it up, and that's what makes it excel through the pipeline.
It's kind of cool you bring up the young people, because I think this tractor actually did some demo for the Huntington University kids as well, if I'm not mistaken, in their plot too.
Yeah, Huntington University Ag Program, a fantastic school with great leadership there. A smaller school, so if those that don't want the large education, large atmosphere of a Big Ten type school, Ohio State or Purdue. Huntington here locally does a really neat job of faith, family, and farming, and we partner with them and hope to do more in that regard. And getting, again, the students, talked yesterday actually with Huntington University, they need to be seeing the latest, what's on the cutting edge, not in class working on 4440 overhauls, that type of thing.
Right. It's funny, Jackson. I'm doing the math. Of course, this farm show, I had no idea. It'd been basically 37 years old at this point. Which 1989, pretty sure that's a ways before you were even a thought.
Spangler mentioned late 80s is when it started. I was like, oh boy, that's been around twice my age. So that's impressive.
Kind of dates us a little bit, Brian.
And it's impressive that we've been here more or less from the start. I was going to ask, you beat me to it, how long has our booth been here at the Fort Wayne Farm Show? And
yeah, so this booth would be from the beginning. Obviously, Truland wasn't here in '89, but the called the parent stores of Truland that formed Truland today. I believe East Allen Equipment would have been the formidable founding participant in the Fort Wayne Farm Show back in those days. And whether they were at the first show or not, I don't know. I wasn't around then, but I did get involved in the mid '90s and saw that here at the Coliseum. So I would say since it got going after the first couple of years, John Deere, Truland from the core has been right here at this spot. Right.
So one of our companies has for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, exactly. I was going to say it's not quite a clear-cut answer. You can't really give one. And that you also kind of answered the other thing I was going to ask was, how long have you been involved in it? And you mentioned late 90s or 90s?
Yeah, so as a kid coming here and just being part of it as a local farm kid, and then in 2004 would have been my first official year as part of Indiana Spray Center. We were part of the Troxel equipment booth that was also here at the farm show, which is now part of the Truland group, and so basically call it 20 years coming to the farm show on an annual basis.
So 1989. So if you think about Auto Track, it's funny that if you think about maybe about when Auto Track kind of hit,
yeah,
you can kind of see a theme here of this farm show, and think about the progress of all the technology from 1989 to where we are now.
Right.
So basically the beginning of auto steer, right? Safe to say, in the John Deere equipment line right around then to 26 years later, we're sitting here with a driverless tractor.
Completely autonomous. Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Yes. So you've obviously worked in marketing as well. I mean, there's obviously a marketing angle to being here as well. I mean, for us, right? Wouldn't you say, Brian?
No question about it. people always ask, hey, how many widgets do you sell at the Fort Wayne Farm Show? And we do sell widgets, tractors, CCE, tillage, planters, excellent equipment. We sell it, but not today. The seed is planted, and then you spend months cultivating that, and whether the customer is in the final stages of the journey today that you close the sale, or it's just beginning today. But more high level than that, our account managers work close with each of their accounts, and so the farm show is more of a progression in the sales journey on a deal. And you can see so many of your clients and relationships over many years. Their family, they bring their families and their kids. They take them out of school, some of them, and it's just a way to see a lot of people in a short period of time, and really just continue to nurture that relationship, whatever the need may be, and just have a more relaxed atmosphere with a lot of shoulders to rub.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that you make, because yeah, we sell stuff, but it's all about the conversations. I'll be like a broken record today. The conversations that we have and all the follow-up that happens after. Talk about how many leads. That'd be an interesting stat to try and put together. How many leads get put together from the farm show? It has to be a lot, because I'm not a salesman by trade, but I came up with a couple leads myself last year for people on their precision ag journey. Someone says, oh, well, they asked, the salesman they were talking to, and they pulled me over and said, hey, you know this stuff, right? And I go, yeah. And so I had a conversation with them, got a phone number, and then a week later I was out at their place helping them get boundaries mapped or whatever it was, So it's definitely a good way to cultivate that connection with the customers.
Yeah, and I would say that our account managers do an excellent job of knowing the need of a customer. Perhaps I would even say before the customer sees that need, for various reasons on that. And there's questions that get asked, and just understanding their operation more and more in depth. And we can share the things that Deere has on the horizon that can make them more productive on their farm, decrease costs or increase revenue. So both are good, but what is the margin the farmer has at the end of the year is what we're trying to help them with. And what we see on with what Deere's doing across their platform is a way that we can help guys as the conversations take place. And this week is really part of that.
Good stuff. Yeah, and as we've been here, I mean, we started at 9, and since 9 o'clock in the morning, there's been customers in our booth right off the bat. Everybody's chatting, shaking hands, having conversations, and looking at tools. So
I've had people I know walking by.
Right. Good crowd. Great place to be today.
So I was going to ask, because I've only been helping out I didn't actually help set up the past couple of years, but I've only been here for about a year and a half. I think that's something that might go a little unnoticed. It's not super important, but like you think about the fact, at least I do, walk in, I'm like, man, that's a lot of equipment. How'd they get that in here? What all goes into getting our booth set up?
Good news, bad news on that question, Jackson. So we are, as I said, right at the very beginning of the booth, right when you walk in. So first in, last out. Maybe an accounting term that's familiar to some. But so 5:30 a.m. The crew is here, and every year the common theme is the farm show is the worst week of winter, for whether it be super cold or just nasty roads or what have you. But our crew is amazing. They show up here a couple days before the show starts to get the equipment here and get it as clean as possible with the road travel. And then 5:30 a.m. Monday morning is set up. So the crew shows up here from a couple different locations, gets the equipment started, and right up to the door. So I'm going to say the south end of this building, opposite of where we are, is the entrance. And so we're there, revving, ready to go. So like 6:30, the doors open, thereabouts. We sprint to our spot and then get set up and cleaned up, and by noon we're basically done. And then you've got the folks between us and the door that are coming in obviously after that, and they're here till probably 5 or 6. Something else that we do that's really helpful to the Coliseum and Tradexpos is we're part of the move-in crew for the entire farm show. So we have about a half a dozen guys up here on forklifts and machines moving vendors in. It's a service that Tradexpo provides, and we're on the end partner with them in that, providing labor and machines to make sure the show is a success and everybody is set up safely.
Forgot the most important part. I thought there was a breakfast in there somewhere on setup day.
Oh.
Yeah, there sure is. Yeah, it sure is. So that 5:30, the equipment stage, and then as I mentioned, it's 6:30 or 7 before we can actually move in. So we got to eat and get refueled nutritionally for the big setup days. So
Well,
yeah,
that just
a
makes
nice
it all
group,
worth it.
group breakfast, from what I hear.
Yeah.
a lot of neat places. Which to that point, Josh, the show is located in just a great spot here on the north side of Fort Wayne, on Coliseum Boulevard. And lots of restaurants, hotels, and either breakfast places or just nice dinners after with clients and vendors and that type of thing. So really a neat location.
Great spot in a great town, really.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks for jumping on with us.
I
Appreciate
want
it,
to
Brian.
just, again, your podcast, I just learn every time I listen, and just the stretch of information you guys cover is amazing. Very educational and just relaxed setting, and so much appreciate what each of you do, bringing this together on a routine basis.
I hope we can keep that going, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. You're
Appreciate the
flattering
feedback.
us now.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. So
It's true.
thanks for joining us. This
Thanks,
morning.
guys.
Thanks.
All right, we're back. Another guest here, Jackson. You want to introduce our second guest of the day?
So I guess, well, I can, but I'll do some of it. I'll leave it mostly up to him. So this is, we got Dalton Yenser on, salesman out of the Van Wert store. I guess I'll introduce him because he's from,
We'll give
we got a
Dalton
round of
applause.
applause.
Look at that
Dalton
guy.
From
deserves the applause.
my
All
side
right,
of the
all right.
company, I guess.
All right, yeah.
But Dalton, if you want to go ahead and give a little bit more detail on that.
Sure, yeah. So Dalton Yenser out of the Van Wert store, customer account manager, if you want to get technical. That's CAM for short.
Van Wert, Ohio.
Yeah, Van Wert, Ohio.
Love our
Sorry.
three-letter
I should
acronyms.
probably restate that. So I kind of specialize in a little bit of everything, I guess you could say. I sell everything from mowers to, I do a lot of livestock, hay and forage harvesters, sprayers, work with some co-ops, things of that nature. I enjoy meeting new customers, developing, cold calling, going to different places like that. That's
You like cold calling? Did he just say he likes cold calling?
Yeah, I actually love cold calling. It's one of my favorite things to do.
That's a rarity.
Is that why you decided to become the salesman that you are, the trade that you're in?
I
Did you like
actually
cold
came-
calling?
I came to this trade. I grew up as a farmer. I don't farm anymore. Our family farm is no longer intact, but I grew up around it, have a degree as a mechanic, went to school for it, went into the fire service, and previously when we were KFG, they came to me and asked if I'd be interested in selling tractors, and I said, well, I mean, I guess I know about them, but we were a red farm, I'll be honest. If you got a boo button there, you could hit that one.
Love
But
it.
so eventually, they talked me into it. I came on board, and the rest is history. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I get to farm through my customers now, even though we don't farm anymore. So
There you go.
You get to be around them a lot and be in them probably even more. And the reason I say I love it, I just love the fact that we can have someone that was on the red side that can still, come on board
yeah,
to the good side, right?
It takes sometimes it just takes people a little time to go to the right thing, and it
you
takes
go.
everybody time. You got to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Brian Spangler on earlier and just kind of talking about the farm show from the organization standpoint and the setup and what it means to us. And you're an energetic guy like me, albeit younger and energetic. And what do you like about the farm show? Because the reality is you're a salesman. You're here engaging customers all day long. What do you like about being here?
Sure. So for me, I actually have a lot of customers that'll come in. This is fairly close to where I kind of grew up. My school used to come here all through. So actually, fun fact, I have never missed this show since I was in the 8th grade.
Wow.
What year was that? Do you remember what year you were in the 8th grade?
8th grade would have been 2006.
What?
What a baby.
Somewhere in 2005, something like that.
So that puts you at about 35 years old.
I'm 34, yeah. So my math's not great. So yeah, you continental people
my
listening,
gosh.
my math's not great there.
Man,
but
you are a young pup.
yeah,
Listen to the young pup calling you
Wait
a
a
young
minute,
pup.
aren't you younger than I am? But so I really enjoy this show. I've always loved coming to it in the past. And anyway, so when I'm here, I have customers from all around that I have some that come from 2 and 3 hours away. You have guys that are local here. You get to talk to people you don't know, other people's customers. You talk about the equipment. I actually usually always end up learning something when I'm here, whether it's from another supplier, things like that. Networking is huge in my line. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So the more people you know, the better.
That's good that you bring that up because I think this farm show has a lot to do with our customers, but it also has a lot to do with colleagues and other businesses because there is an important relationship to be had in several other businesses that are here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually just had our coon reps here just a minute ago, and that's a big deal. A lot of them will come by and stop and talk. Hey, you need anything? Things like that. We got this going on, and there's a lot of moving parts in what I do, and occasionally my brain's not quite large enough to comprehend all of that. So occasionally they'll throw a bone at me. It's like, oh, hey, I didn't even think about that. And
Yeah, well, I was going to say the deer sign's on up front, but like you said, we're not just deer. We sell a lot of other equipment, and a lot of them are here today. So it's good to get that relationship built in that sense too.
Right.
correct. Yeah. I mean, they're all over the place. Basically, everyone up and down these lines except those funny colors pretty much we sell. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of looking at one of the funny colors across the way here, but
yeah, that's why they're in the corner. It's where they belong.
It was bad. It misbehaved. No, that's great, man. So your day's like what? You're hobnobbing, shaking hands.
Yeah, and I'll jump out once in a while. I'll go over and hit different booths where I know there's people at. I've actually got a couple of customers that are manufacturers themselves that are here. I go down and visit them and see some of the seed guys. And again, back to my comment about connections. These people. They'll send customers your way. I mean, it's not uncommon. You'll see one of them come down and go, "Hey, so and so from this booth sent me down to come talk to you." So it's important to make sure that they all know you're here. But I mean, even just the general public, I mean, just people that don't farm, things like that, they'll come into the show here and they ask questions. And they're probably not going to buy anything, but they may have a cousin that buys. "Hey, I talked to this John Deere guy." I mean,
it's never a bad idea investing into educating people about agriculture.
That's right. There's no wrong conversation or bad conversation to be had.
It's kind of like that. No publicity or all publicity is good publicity, right? I guess there's no negative publicity in this situation. But yeah, even if it's someone that isn't going to buy a piece of equipment, but they're going to come talk to us about John Deere.
Well, it might be a young man
news out.
who may have a career in agriculture someday that you could have started that conversation.
Well,
too.
exactly, and it's as far as the industry goes too. We're getting so far away from the ag industry, so the more we can be here, the better, right?
The kids are, and it's good you bring that up because we're kind of getting off topic here, but today's the day you'll see a lot of FFA kids walking around.
Yep.
So it's always good to invest in those kids and converse with those kids when you get a chance. So
yeah, it's really good. The future of agriculture is those kids, and that's a big deal. I saw Jackson walking around here earlier. Talked to him for a little bit.
Little Jackson,
yeah. That's that kid's something else. And I remember talking to him when he was coming through our booth way back before he was real popular. I remember him. I was like, man, that kid's like 5 and he knows more about this stuff than I do. That's crazy.
Yeah. Plug for the last year's Farm Show podcast with Justin Jackson. He's a good customer as well, and also someone you see, a public figure almost you see around a lot. Yeah, he's already been through the booth today, so that's great. So,
well, I guess one of the other things I would add, sorry not to interrupt you there, but like with the show is, working with the other salesmen and other departments across, we're 18 stores now. It's not the small Kenfeld group that I originally started in, and we're a lot larger now. There's people from all the stores now. It's no secret that I like to talk and meet everybody. So for the most part, I pretty well know everybody that's in a role that's customer facing throughout the stores. But getting to know people and talk with them is a pretty big deal at these locations.
It's always good to be able to meet your brethren from across the territory in your own company that you might see once a year.
Well, exactly, because you always seem to hear the names at the very least, and then you can put that name to the face when you physically see them. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Good stuff, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by and chatting with us.
Yippers.
Thanks, Dalton.
Next guest, kind of wanted him to introduce himself because I'm going to mess up the name, Dan.
No worries.
Probably the busiest man in Fort Wayne today.
No kidding.
Right. From the frigid tundra of Minnesota to the frigid tundra of Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, it's snowing out there now, but I hear it's a lot colder back at home, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so is it Slowinski?
It is, yes.
Okay,
Dan Slowinski.
okay, with Tradexpos, right?
I am, yeah. Tradexpos, I'm the show director, so running the Fort Wayne Farm Show. Have been now. This is my 5th farm show I'm running.
Nice. So you guys are obviously a national company. Do this probably throughout the country on a weekly basis. Is that safe to assume?
Actually, no. We actually only do 3 shows a year.
Really?
Yeah, it takes a lot to get these all planned out. But we kick off the year. Actually, last week we were in Topeka, Kansas, doing that farm show. Then we go straight from there to here, sent to Fort Wayne, and then we have a farm show in March in Owatonna, Minnesota.
Okay, so there's 3. So you got them jam-packed pretty.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Well, this is the best time to catch the farmers. Obviously, I mean, doing a show in the spring or the fall is not good time, and that's when they're busy. And in the summertime, you got some outdoor farm shows. So this is the time to do it. Obviously, you see the crowd right here this is the time. I mean,
been
the snow really helps the show for sure.
Yeah, and it's been a great crowd this year. It seems like to me, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody, all the vendors I talked to seem to be pretty happy. I mean, when you're getting 20 to 25,000 people in 3 days, it feels even busier.
Yeah. So you are a national. Again, I say national company because you guys are not from Indiana, but you've bounced to the Midwest and to the West and then the South essentially. So, what about the off season?
Is there an off season? Is there an off
I mean,
season?
you got everything packed into 3 months. Seems like.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be honest. My slowest time is probably the end of March to the middle of April. It's kind of my off season. As far as these shows, it feels like I take a break from the Topeka and the Fort Wayne here. We get back next week. It takes me about a week and a half, 2 weeks to wrap everything up as far as paperwork and reports and all that kind of stuff. And then February is a little bit slower, but we are preparing for the March show in Minnesota as well. Realistically, I get about a month off. In April, we send out contracts to all the vendors here for all 3 of our shows, actually. But as they're trickling in, that's usually my slow time. February and the beginning of April.
Okay, so you said you've been involved in 5 years. How long has Tradexpos been a thing, I guess?
Started in 1989. 1990 was our first farm show. So for this Fort Wayne and Topeka, we're both celebrating 37 years.
So you're the head man in charge at every show then?
I am, I'm the director for the show. I got a great team. Caleb, my office manager, and Drew handles all my marketing and advertising, and they're both godsends. They make my job so much easier.
So how big is that team? Is it just the 3 of you then, or is it?
Yep, just the 3 of us, and then we have Brock. We kind of bring on along for the shows to help out, and then the owners of the company aren't so much on as far as day-to-day operations, but they come to the shows just kind of as watching doors, helping move in, helping move out, that kind of stuff.
So they're around and present. Yeah. How much planning has gone into the show? I mean, it's in a calendar year. Into the Fort Wayne Farm Show.
For the Fort Wayne specifically, I usually tell people it takes about 11 months.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So up to the very last minute.
Yeah.
Still getting the final details.
So what is that? I mean, it's probably not real exciting for you to talk about, I guess, but for me, it's interesting. What does that look like? I mean,
yeah, like my calendar year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we send the contracts out in April, but even before that, we're doing contracts with the building. We're doing different things like that as far as so we can make the contracts to send out to all the vendors, and we make sure we have guidelines as far as like the fire marshal and all that. We make sure that's all in correlation for that. send the contracts out in April. Returning exhibitors have until June 1st to get me their contracts back in to get their same booth or to get a bigger booth or whatever changes they need. After that, I open it up. Excuse me. Usually by the end of July, though, the show's actually sold out.
Okay.
So that's actually the easy part of my job. The harder part is more putting the puzzle together of who wants to go where. This guy wants a bigger booth. This company, I can't put them. I got a spot for them, but I can't put them there because their competitor is 20 feet away, and we try to separate that. So it's kind of putting a jigsaw puzzle together, which I love it. And then after that, then it goes into you're setting up the media. I'm setting up my forklift drivers. I'm setting up the pressure washer. It's
kind
all
of
around.
Just kind of the busy work surrounding it. Yeah. So you got to secure the building. Make sure we're meeting code, obviously, with all the local yokels, and then getting contracts out for vendors. I'm guessing you don't have to seek out vendors. It sounds like they pretty much come to you, or do you?
For Fort Wayne specifically, I'm very, very blessed. Actually, every year the wait list starts over, and for this show specifically, we had 64 companies on the wait list.
Wow.
So I would love for this this building to expand to make the show even bigger. But no, I search them out? No, I mean other things are going on in people's lives other than the show. So there are times that, like towards the end of May, I'm sending out a lot of reminders like, hey, you've been with us for 17 years. I assume you're coming back, but I still need that contract in, and...
Yeah. Got to dot your I's and cross your T's. It sounds like you're always busy with the things that go unnoticed the most, right? Yeah. It's the things that guys just take for granted when they show up at the farm show. Yeah,
and I'm very blessed. This building, it has a phenomenal crew, and I couldn't thank them enough.
They are fantastic.
Yeah,
because we've had some events here too, and they're outstanding.
They're so easy to work with, and then they're so on top of their game. It really makes my job easier. But there's a lot of things that I'll be honest that. My first year at the company was actually I got hired in 2020, and then 2021 is when we moved it back to March because the county commandeered the building for COVID reasons, and then we moved it to March. But then we found out we weren't going to have it then, so we had to cancel it all together. Yeah, so there's a lot of things, but
it's a tough year to get started.
It really was, but. No, there's a lot of things that, I've been to the shows, not as an exhibitor, just as an attendee growing up on a farm. We go into different shows back in Minnesota. I did not realize how much goes into them. I'll be honest. There's a lot of things, and this one, thankfully, is such a strong show, such a good presence that it is, rinse, lather, repeat, which helps. But it's one of those things that you're preparing all summer long, but then it's like you get to the end of fall, beginning of winter, and it's like, okay, I need to make sure everybody's on the same page. I want to make sure. No surprise that, I've had it before where actually I had a company that used to sponsor our grand prize, and then I found out in, I don't know, it was like end of September, beginning of October, he went out of business, and I don't have a grand prize now. So that was actually my first year running my first show that I was doing. So it was a lot of those surprises, locking things in, like I said. There's a lot goes behind it, and I'm thankful. I got a great team. I got a great support, and this building is just awesome. That if I forget something, they're usually reaching out with a reminder.
I'm guessing that you guys feel prepared enough by the time show week is here. You're just ready to go. I mean,
it's a lot of anxiousness, at least on for me. We're doing this for 11 months, and you see it all come together, and it is the fastest 3 days every year of my life.
I can believe it. Yeah.
I feel like we move in, and 8 hours later we're moving out.
Yeah.
And So my favorite part is actually like sitting with whether it's you guys or any of these vendors and just catching up and talking and asking about the show, how everything's going. But it is just nonstop, go, and then it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're packing up and going home tomorrow.
So it's fighting fires again, catching up with vendors. What's your show day look like?
So Monday when we move in, I mean, what's crazy about this building is like for this one, this year they actually had the outdoor show. It was right before, so we couldn't even get in to set up until Sunday night about 8 o'clock. We could start setting up.
Wow.
So my art craft is our decorator. They are absolutely top notch as well, and they handle all of our pipe and drape, all of our carpet, table rentals, and all that. They can't get in until 8 that night, and then they work overnight, get it all set up because then you guys are usually the first ones in.
Yeah, we're there at 5:30 in the morning. They have a routine and it works.
It does. And it's just like at 7:30, 7:45, we're opening the doors, and it's just go, get everybody in, and it's funny, whether it's the Tempty trailer behind us or you get to some of these big equipment like, oh, well, we're going to come later in the day. It's like, whoa, we can't get you in that.
Right.
Like there's
an order.
And that's a lot of my like the month leading up to it. People, and they got things like, oh, I got a doctor's appointment or I've got to meet a client or something like that. I'm like, you're going to have to find a way to get in unless you're a carry-in. Then I can get you in probably about any time. But this big equipment, logistically trying to get that all figured out.
Correct, because one door in, one door out.
Yeah.
Well, we got
Basically.
3. We actually have 3 up here.
I guess
one
one
area.
side.
One
side.
area.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, one side. But no, so Mondays just kind of is really crazy, but I absolutely love it. It's catching up people I haven't seen for a year. So we're getting that traffic all figured out. Tuesday is really the chaotic day for me because Tuesday we have the vendors that want to set up Tuesday morning because they're coming from out of town. They don't want an extra hotel room, and I completely get that. If they're carry-in, we can do that. I just don't have any forklifts. But getting them set up from 7 to 9 a.m. and actually my day actually starts off like yesterday. I was here at 4:15 in the morning. I've got TV interviews with the news. We're on at 5:36, 6:30, and 7
You're
o'clock.
popular.
Well, I'm just trying to get the people in for you guys.
You need some media guy, right?
So I don't know that the building lady, Chelsea, I don't know that she's my biggest fan because she's the one that has to get up with me to let me in the building. Yeah. But yeah, so I get up at 3:30, get here by 4, and then we're here till, doing all the media, then getting all the last minute vendors in, and then at 9 o'clock, with this show, it goes pretty smooth, but there's still the people like, oh, I can't log into Wi-Fi, or I don't have electricity, my outlet's not working, or whatever it may be, last minute little fires like that, and so that's basically putting out these little smoldering fires, if you will, until about noon, and then we have noon media usually comes in, and we're dealing with that, and then I meet with the vendors on the first day of the show for the last 3 hours, and then it's load out, and today we do it all over again. Today's my favorite day. I know it sucks because we're here all day and it gets to be a long day. I'm here for about 15 hours today. Right. But what I like about it is I just go to around and
you're settled in on Wednesday.
Yeah, you're
right?
settled. Yeah, exactly.
And it's settled in. And it's like tomorrow we're settled in, but then all of a sudden tomorrow is just like by noon people are asking questions about loadout. We got, as far as the logistics we were talking about earlier, as far as like the planning, well, even on the move out, because it gets chaotic, as I try to schedule certain vendors that are closest to the doors, making sure that they're closest to the doors, their truck and trailers are, so that they can load up and get all the way to make room for everybody else. And it really is just planning everything. But I absolutely love here. I kind of feed off the energy. I think I'm averaging about 4.5 hours of sleep over the last 2 weeks. But
we found the one guy here that talks faster than me, Jackson. No, that's great. That's good stuff, man. I know. You got anything, Jackson? I'm going to let this guy
I was going
get
to say, do you recognize any familiar faces since this would be, what you said, the 5th year being at the Fort Wayne Farm Show?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it because there's too many people, it's hard to keep track of, or
No, I actually had somebody. Wobo was giving me a hard time yesterday, actually, because as people were walking by, I was calling them out by names. I've gotten to know a few of them, and some of the vendors do go to all three of our shows. In fact, so I see them. And I mean, even with Jacob, with you guys, when he walks in, and actually I saw Andy, who
he's our boss.
Yeah. You know, he used to be my main guy, and he walked in, and so no, I do see some familiar faces. Try to remember the names, obviously not everybody, because
Sure.
I mean, this show alone, we send contracts out, and whether it's waitlist or whatever, I'm dealing with about 800 people. Yeah, about 700 companies and 800 people that I'm dealing with on a yearly basis, and then I got my other two shows on top of it. But I do my best, and it's a good time. It was kind of crazy, is it feels like almost like a family reunion.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. It's like family. Probably like family.
People, extended family you don't see but once a year, and all of a sudden you get together, and it's like, oh yeah, and you play
this
catch
is so
up.
great. We'll do it again next year.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it's like that for us and for the attendees too. It's nice to see, even for us, to hobnob with the other vendors that we see every year, and we they're colleagues of ours in the ag business too. So
Yeah.
no, good stuff, man. I appreciate you swinging by. I know you got a lot going on. I think we pulled him from lunch. We probably better.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's all good.
yeah.
I love this. Like I said, I feed off the energy. I enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Thanks for being on.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. Welcome back. We got a customer with us here. A good TrueLand customer, by the way.
We did it.
Who you got to meet for the first time.
Correct.
Just now.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm from the eastern side, so we
Yeah.
got a western side
Yeah.
customer, which
This is Jackson, by the way.
yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Jackson Lyons. I'm out of the Coldwater store.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Yep.
one of our teammates. Very, very good teammate. Very, very good. Mechanically oriented precision ag guy.
You're
So-
flattering me, Josh.
So we got Russell Anderson. Russell's a customer of ours in northern Indiana, right? What town?
Syracuse, Indiana.
So it is Syracuse, close to Lake Wawasee.
Yes, very close.
Yeah. And good customer, good precision ag customer, good overall customer. Welcome to the Fort Wayne Farm Show.
Thank you.
Just going to flat out ask, why do you come to the farm show?
Well, we come out of interest in equipment and technology, but we also come kind of out of habit because it's just a nice day to get away from the farm and see some new people and see some old people and see some new equipment and such like that. So
a lot of socializing, right?
yeah, we run into a lot of people that we know. So
you come here every year, I'm guessing.
yeah.
It's- We just had the discussion with the guy that plans this, and he talked about it's almost like seeing your family in some cases every year when you're used to seeing them year after year after year. But
So how long is every year?
I've been coming since I was in high school, which
There we go.
we and I are
35 years. Yeah.
yeah.
I remember coming 1990, 91, somewhere around
there you
there.
go.
So
I like Russell because he's an agronomy guy too.
Really?
Really,
I see.
Yeah, really, very, very agronomically oriented. You were a trained agronomist, yes, college-wise or education.
I went to Purdue, got a degree in agronomy. Yes.
Nice.
Boiler up.
So,
Yep.
when you come to the farm show, are we looking at equipment, agronomic things, all of the above? What draws you in the most?
Well, everything draws me in. I mean, obviously, kicking some tires and looking at new equipment's always part of it. But
He only said that because he's in the TrueLand equipment.
that's
business.
right.
I don't
right.
know.
I have
That's
to
not
say that.
true.
I'll take my $5 for that little plug. But TrueLand's a good equipment dealer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, also, there's always interest in the agronomy side too of it, because that's where our bread and butter is producing a crop. And it's interesting to see how things have changed over the years. I remember, for a while there, it was all about the self-propelled sprayers, and everybody's had a self-propelled sprayer. Haven't seen one yet. Now everybody's got drones. I mean, I probably tripped over 10 of them so far. So.
You said you haven't seen one yet today, and it's funny because we had one here last year, I think.
Right, we did.
Well, 2 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. There's not a lot of sprayers.
My issue is, like I said, I'm going to be 54, and I'm looking at the drone thinking, that looks more like a 20-year-old toy than a 54-year-old toy. But
Yeah,
right.
I could see that.
Well, you have a son that farms with you, true or false?
True. He's my son David. He's 21, and he farms full time with me. So yeah.
So if there's a drone guy in the house, it's probably
Yeah, he's the
Awesome.
technology. He's the guy that's really taken on John Deere Operations Center and turned it into something that wasn't before.
Is that something that you've gotten on board with, or you
Yeah.
just kind of hands off, let that go?
No, I mean, he's the one who's really facilitating getting it all set up, but I've learned how to use it.
Yeah.
He's trying to convert me from a paper system to a paperless system, and I'm begrudgingly working that way towards
Right.
it. But
Maybe I shouldn't say this as a precision ag person, but I don't think you should ever give up the paper system.
Oh,
I
okay.
think the digital system supports the paper system. If Deere didn't want us to have a paperless system, we wouldn't have the ability to print stuff out of Operations Center.
There you go.
Come on now.
Yeah.
It's a nice backup sometimes, but we obviously have faith in our precision ag system. It's
For sure.
You bring it back the 1990s. We had a multitude of guests on today already, and talking about going back to when this show started, and I believe it was 1989 is the date we thought.
That's correct.
And it's for a guy. You're going to tell me you're not a technology guy, but you are a technology guy. You're a farmer and you farm with technology. But going back to '89, it was probably the onset of AutoTrack, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Think about that. And now we're sitting here in 2026, and you're sitting. I don't know if you noticed or not, but you're sitting right in front of a autonomous tractor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's very subtle. They got the cameras kind of molded in pretty well. But to think about how much stuff you've probably seen in coming here from 1991 on, some of the changes in equipment and technology, and it's probably astounding. I'm
It
sure.
really is. I mean, to think about the first yield monitors and then steering assistance and then automated steering and watching the steering wheel turn as you would go across the field. And I remember the first year we had that, I had to get my mother-in-law out in the tractor to ride, which she never rides with me, but she had to come ride with me so she could see this tractor driving itself across the field.
Right.
And she quoted to me that her dad, who had farmed all his life,
Right.
would have actually turned over in his grave
Oh, yeah.
if he could have seen this tractor
Right.
driving itself. And now the steering wheel doesn't turn and it still drives itself.
Right.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I don't know where it can go from here. At some point in time, I'm probably not going to even ride in the thing, but I'm going to have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Idea of total autonomy is just, it's so far-fetched for so many people, but it's here and it's real, and we've got 3 customers that have used it this year.
Yeah.
Well, we might be getting down a rabbit hole, but I just had a conversation here at the show about how, you think back to when AutoTrack and that assisted guidance came out, and it was the same thing that we're seeing now with autonomy. Wow, that's crazy. I couldn't fathom that.
Right.
And now people are saying the same thing about autonomy. So I think it's just a matter of a fact of when is it going to become mainstay versus when is it going to be a wow factor thing.
Right.
You
Well, it's
know?
like everything else. Nobody thought AutoTrack would take off
Yeah.
either. Now you can't function without
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
I
It's
know
built
because
in.
we get the phone calls when it quits working, everything stops.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I got to ask, since we asked the last
Sure.
time, what favorite booth?
I'll give the Truland
Of
booth
course
my
he's
favorite
gonna
booth.
say
So
we appreciate
okay.
that.
We'll appreciate that.
We'll give
So,
applause for that. No, hey, good to see you, man.
All right. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
stopping by.
being
Yep. That's been a fun day.
Been a busy day. 2026 Farm Show, Fort Worth Farm Show.
yeah.
Busy.
Good day, busy day.
Lots of people. Lots of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's just been busy since we got here this morning and still busy. So I love it. It's good to see. Sometimes it's not quite this busy, but this year it's crazy busy. So.
No, for sure it has been. Yeah.
lot of Good customers, good boost. Any other parting thoughts? We wrap this up.
I just kept that a great centerpiece that we had behind us.
Yeah,
That came
yeah.
up conversation. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Boost a little smaller, but having the autonomous
Really
driverless
brings it
tractor
in.
here does never hurt. So, been fun, buddy.
Hey,
How about we do this again next year?
I think we can do that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Talk to you next time.
See you guys.